We will allow him to greet the audience before we start the program. Alhaji Mohammed, you're welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Miss Badjie. I don't know.
Miss Badjie,
Miss
yes.
Badjie, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure, and I'm grateful to be part of your platform.
Okay, Mohammed. Thank you for being here as well. Viewers, today we're going to be short and precise because of the time, and then we will be apologizing to our foreign viewers who might want us to translate in French and other languages. We are sorry we can't do this today. We will do it in the next season when we come your way. So, Mohammed, talking about our topic of discussion today, it's about circumstances surrounding young and their marriage life. Um, you're a comedian, you're famous, like all eyes on you, but still you have a home, you're managing, have a home, you're controlling, and you know, your marital life is very stable. It's not something that mingles with your career and what you do. This is something that might motivate most of the youths because considering the high rate of divorce, you know, the problems that we are facing are used in our marriages, and others will tell you like, I don't think I'll be getting married anytime soon. I'm still young, or I want to do A, B, C, and D before I get married. Also, all those are part of the circumstances that surround, you know, young couples marriage. You, as a young Gambian, you're a youth. You're inspiring through comedy. You are motivating others through comedy. What would be your say in this issue when it comes to young couples and their marriages, and what surrounds marriages of young people's life, especially in the Gambia?
Well, it is a very complicated topic. Sometimes you might be speaking, and then your statement can be generalized, and sometimes it can be personal.
Personalized.
But based on the things that I experience in marriage, especially in this modern days, it is not just an easy institution. One has to be very honest.
Honest.
It's not easy to satisfy your partner,
That's right.
because the human nature, to satisfy human nature in general, is very difficult. So to maintain marriage and to be consistent in keeping each other happy, it has to be a whole lot of attention.
That's right.
Giving attention requires a lot. It requires a lot, and it comes with a lot of circumstances. In our modern day marriages, the social media is a key role that has affected so many young marriages. And that's why people get married easy and then they get divorced easy. Because everyone is in the social media. Your wife is in the social media, she's posting her pictures, other men are liking it, and then you are in the social media, other women are liking your pictures or commenting there. All these are frustrations that communicate towards the early divorce when it comes to marriage in its whole sense. But for me, the best advice I can give is for us men to be very patient. We have to be very patient because patience is not selective in the sense that it is not categorized categorically to say women have to be patient. You know, in marriage it has to be from both parties. Both parties have to contribute when it comes to effort to keep the home going. Because maintaining a home is just like a global village. What transpires between a husband and wife, in fact, is more complicated than even what transpired in government activities daily. That is for me, because sometimes you leave your home happy, smiling with your wife. When you are home, she's already angry based on the information she might receive from you. So if you don't know how to go with those things, how to compromise certain standards or certain things, you always involved in fight. And too much of fight always leads to people losing feelings for each other. And when there is no feeling for each other in marriage, it's better for you two to separate. Everyone finds a better one. So lack of patience this is even key that is driving lots of divorce in modern day society. Yeah, and people, when we say patience, doesn't mean you don't have to talk. Sometimes you have to talk, and sometimes when you are even right, when you are even wrong, just when you are right, a husband, for me, let me put it this way, whether you are right or wrong, always tell your mom to maintain peace at home. Because women are naturally,
the man of the house.
yes, because women are naturally, um, it's like nagging is naturally attributed to women. You understand? Yes, women, they have their own petulant way of making you fall for their trap. So when you avoid them, you understand, they don't like that, but that's best for the two of you. Because I think sometimes when you avoid certain problems, there is always a peace of mind that you have. Because, third party's involvement in marriage has also contributed so much into our divorces in this country. Especially the Ghanaians, whereby everybody is a CCTV camera. So wherever you pass, people will call your wife. We've seen in the past here with ladies and all that. And sometimes it might not even be what you think. Might be a common friend or just a random person that you are just having a business talk with. I'm not saying men don't cheat. I can't speak on behalf of men. Men do cheat, that's true. But when you get married, you get married for the sake of God. And then you accept each other's weakness. When you don't accept someone's weakness, you don't accept that person.
That's very important.
In totality. For friendship to last long, not only married, you have to know what is the weakness of your wife. And when you realize this is her weakness, and then you tend to work on that weakness, and she also has to know what is your weakness so that you can work it out simultaneously for the benefit of keeping your boat right and tight. But otherwise, I will be very honest to you, it's very difficult to find the right partner in marriage. And it is only those who are able to understand each other, able to forgive each other, move on. But every marriage has its stress. It has its complications, it has its implications and all that. So I believe it is understanding, patience, and communication. You understand, forgiving each other, and for the sake of Allah, that will also keep your marriage for eternity. Yeah, this as a young man, I have experienced that men have to be patient. I recommend men to be very much patient because women are they have, the fickle nature of women. It's just, you cannot understand it. It's beyond human comprehension. So for you to be able to be maintaining that particular human being for years or for eternity, it has to take, it takes a lot.
A lot of patience.
Yes, it takes a lot of patience.
Right. Okay, Mohammed. You've made mention of very important points. Talking about third parties in marriage, this is something that is very important and it plays a vital role in marriages. And most at times, some of the divorce is as a result of third parties involvement. And looking at our topic today, we're talking about circumstances surrounding young people's marriage. And you mentioned third parties and also social media, people like you who are celebrities, everyone will want to say hi, everyone will want to take a photo with you, everyone will want to mingle and all that. All these are part of the things that contribute towards our daily life and it affects us either negatively or positively. And when we talk about third parties, in our modern society, like most at times when a woman gets married into a family, it's beautiful to get married with the entire family and not just your husband. But most at times people do abuse that privilege as a right because they would want to the wife to be the servant, to be everything of the house and all that. So everyone is looking up to you. If you give your proper attention to your husband and less to the rest of the family, they might feel that you are not a wife material also. So these are also things that contribute towards, especially us Africans, towards our problems in marriages and all that. It's not only about between the husband and the wife, but also the family on both sides is involved. So in that situation, like, what could be the remedy? What would you advise someone that has issues, or someone out there who's watching and then they're going through those challenges of facing that third party, they're feeling like they have right to get involved in this marriage because they are family. What would you advise?
Yeah, we have a culture, and our culture is being practiced for age long, and it is up to the woman's obedience to say, "I will cook for the whole company." When you do it, people pray for you. We believe you are rewarded by Allah. But it is not an obligation. It is not compulsory by religion. It is just a culture that, it becomes a convention upon people to say when you marry, even your younger brothers have right to say, they can call your wife and say, okay, go and cook for me. That is just a culture that we made our fathers practice, but it's not religious. Because our religion is even telling us that women should be at home. Understand? They are naturally built to be taking care of the home. So when they say taking care of the home, it doesn't mean they have to take care of your mom, your dad, and your family. No, that is not right. But if she wants to do it, because based on her upbringing, because some women, when they cook for a whole household, they feel happy. They're very much happy to do it. You can see the willingness, you can see the comfort in them serving, let's say, 20 people to eat. Every day they want that, even if they're pregnant, they'll go to the market. They enjoy doing that because their culture, the way they were brought up, is already part of them. They can't complain. You understand? It's like it's been assimilated in them since a childbirth. But when it comes to the other side, when you say our modern day young girls, you know, you cannot tell them to go and cook, even for the husband. Sometimes it's difficult for them to cook for the husband because of the nature of this modern day generation. Women, I would recommend this. I am not saying this because I'm against women. I'm someone who fights, advocate for women's rights. You understand? I always believe a woman should be well taken care of. She should be protected at all costs. Every woman should be protected. Every woman is important because your mom, every man in this world, you have to be conscious of the fact that your mom is a lady. So respecting every woman in the street means you're respecting your mom. But men, I believe sometimes what all they want from young people, especially young women, is submission. But when I say submission, it doesn't have to be a subjective one. It has to be an objective submission. You understand? So this has to be differentiated to people. You understand? It doesn't mean you have to wake your wife up 3 o'clock and say, go and cook for me. That is not submission. You understand? That is mentally you are enslaving her. You're causing so much pain. That's aggression. Is aggressive in that nature. So men will just be. They feel so. They feel like they're commander. Like army commander. When they just come home, they will talk to their wives anyhow. Where is my water? I want to go and take bath. Bro, just go to the shower and take bath. You want to bath with warm water, you don't have a shower that is connected to electric or whatever to give you that warm water. Go to the kettle, or you have any material that will give you that warm water. Just go and do it yourself. These are things that I do for myself. I don't need to tell you what to do for me. And then when she's already asleep, I'll tell her, go and sleep. It's okay, I'll make tea for myself. You understand? But I have that understanding. But some men, they don't have that understanding. The moment they arrive home, they feel they're kings. You understand? And they do things outside. They are very romantic outside. They can do other things for other people. But the moment they come home, they don't even smile.
Yeah, most of the time they are praised outside, but at home they are not praised because they are not, they don't even have the welcoming face with
Yes,
their family or
exactly.
their wives. Some of their partners are even afraid of them. There's a friend of mine that tells me whenever my husband comes home, small people are dead. That's how she puts it. She doesn't have that how to call it, that free moment with the husband, that happiness that. But the husband outside, if you know him, you will say like this is the most
Your
genuine
woman,
person in the world.
your
Yeah.
lady should be independent. Independent in the sense that you don't have to instill fear in her to a certain extent that
Right.
she will not be able to tell you some things that are even important to you. Because some men, they take women out of their discussion. They don't bring them in their discussion. They can even call another guy outside, communicate to them and say, what do you think I should do in my home and this and that? And your wife is there. She's your first partner. You don't have to involve another party outside. Communicate with her and say, okay, this is what I want to do. What do you think you can advise? When you involve her in your businesses, you involve her in your personal issues, she feel relevant, she feel very important and comfortable. And the same thing, she will reciprocate it when she has issues to confront. And she will not have any fear or doubt to say, oh, my best friend is coming. Let me just wait for him. But can you imagine some women have to communicate to another guy outside for a problem that can just be solved through a telephone call with their own husband? But because they don't have the rapport, they don't have the proximity, that tenacious relationship, so they have to create a friend outside who is a ghost husband that will be there to be telling them do this and don't do this, do that. So when that keeps on happening, and a woman, a beauty object in the sense that they love beautiful things, they want to hear beautiful things, they want to be cared for, they want to be encouraged and all that. So if she start getting used to another man outside, there is this fear you might lose her. She's just married to you by religion, but she's married to another man physically outside
And
there.
emotionally.
Yeah, everything.
That's very important, yeah. Now, I'm talking about culture and religion. Most of the time, we tend to miss these two because there are certain things that people require for a woman to do in marriage. They tend to think it's religion, but it's culture instead. Like, for instance, when a couple is married, they expect the woman to do everything, like literally everything. They think like you're the one coming to marriage. When instead, like, it's the two of you who are coming into this marriage. It takes two in marriage. But most of the time, you will see that they expect the woman to manage again. Tara mo say, again, no one say, muso lang yan to mufuto, di yan to lang yan sabar yan mula. But I think it goes to both of them. The husband needs to food, the woman needs to, and the wife needs to be submissive as well as the man, the husband. They both need to do this thing collaboratively in order to make their home work. But if it's left to the woman alone and you the man feel you're perfect, anything you do in marriage is okay because you're the man of the house, and then it's the woman that is supposed to be in the marriage and not you. I think this also contributes to most of the time the breakages in our marriage and the problems that arises because you see most couples, even to be romantic with each other is a problem. Like, walking on the street, they feel like holding your wife's hand or walking towards. There are certain couples when you see them on the way, the only way you will know that they are couples, maybe the clothes they're wearing or maybe the child in between them. But looking at them, the facial expression, the wife is stressful, the husband is working.
If your
All these
partner is
things,
not, if your partner is
it's
not your
important.
friend, then the marriage doesn't last.
Right.
Because for me,
There should be a connection.
love has an expiry date, but friendship genuinely does not have an expiration date. So when you love your wife, she becomes your friend, and the friendship is built on a foundation that is very genuine and strong. They can break you apart because whenever you close, the first thing you think, oh, my baby's home. Let me rush. Oh, babe, please, let's meet at this place. No, I can't come, please. They start to beg each other, and then at the end of the day, okay, I'll do it. Make your wife your best friend. I've learned so many things in my life, and I believe we all have to do a lot. Especially men have a greater greater role to play, in keeping the marriage surviving. So for that to happen, definitely, definitely we have to be supportive to our young women. Yeah, like I said, and I'll keep saying, these women are very weak in nature. We as men, we have to support them. We have to be there for them. We have to understand them. And then we have to believe in them. So this is the things that I will always tell people. So be there for your partner. Respect your partner. Do not listen to hearsays. For me, I believe in things that I see. And don't encourage people to even be calling you and talking to you about your partner. Because if you mistakenly call me and say, hey Mohammed, I saw your wife there, I say, that's not your business. You understand? But if you entertain it, and some ladies too,
they will make it their responsibility to be.
I have to advise women, because in most cases they become victims. When a woman is married in Africa and then she's divorced, so most of the people will stigmatize her. The society will marginalize her and then distance her to a certain extent that you feel so solitary in your own society. You feel betrayed, you feel humiliated and all that. And then for you to get into another marriage again, it's always difficult for you. That is the truth. Sister, in the middle of interview, but please, you understand. So this is the truth. For the sake of God, we have to respect each other. We have to believe in each other. We have to understand that the only way out for us is to respect each other. Discipline is important from both parties. Understand? Some people, they love each other, but they're not compatible when it comes to giving out what you put on the table. The wife cannot bring that on the table. And if a woman cannot consistently be engaging the husband and telling the husband, do this, do that, do this, do that, don't do this, don't do that, and the husband listens to him, my sister, by and force, you will have a side chick who is your co-wife. Because men want women who adjust themselves with time. When a man moves, try and move. When he adjusts himself, adjust yourself. So you keep the pace, you keep that companionship, you keep that equality, that level of equality. It's very important. But your husband is moving, you just said, oh, let me just give him children, I own everything. No, you might not own anything. When he's going to school, go to school. When he's doing things, he's doing business, do business. You understand? You are engaged, he's engaged. This is the modern day marriage. But when you don't adjust yourself, you don't adjust your beauty, you don't look anew in the presence of your husband, there is the tendency that he might involve himself into another relationship.
That's right. Because most of the time, especially African women, when you get married, like you tend to stop mostly like everything that has to be taking care of yourself. You more focus on taking care of the home and all that, and then you forget about yourself. You don't dress well anymore. Like you don't take care of your hair. You don't look nice. You don't remember like when he was into you, you were attractive, and you saw everything in you that makes him come. So if you leave all that
if
behind,
your husband distance you in the house,
Mhm.
he's not talking to you when he leaves. I'm not saying women should do this, but he leaves, he doesn't care. You also dress in a very sexy mini skirt, perfume. He said, okay, I'm going, you're going, I'm going out. He will say, come on, let's. You understand? Men, they always like women who will just torment them. That is our nature. You understand? We don't like total peace as well. Peace is important, but sometimes when you adjust certain things there, men want, when they are curious, you create that state of curiosity. Men will always want to find out what is behind this.
They're inquisitive.
Yes, in nature. And based on these facts, they will always want to know more about you. You have to be creative in making your husband feel that
I guess
this is
that's
not,
what one of say Jonge, right?
yes, this
Yeah.
is not the old me you used to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you know, every time chew your gum, chew it in a way that, because you talk someone, man, you understand. Yeah, I understand. So he would not want you to go and share that life with any
With
man.
anyone, yeah.
So he will start to stay at home.
Right.
You understand? There's a way you can treat your husband to stay at home. Or when your husband is angry, you don't have to follow that lane. You can try your best to bring him down. It doesn't mean he's God or whatever, but okay, protecting and keeping your marriage too is also a natural obligation upon you because that's what you all vowed for, and we'll be there for each other until eternity. So I don't encourage divorce, you understand? But also a marriage that cannot work and then one is dying is like a death sentence for you. My sister or brother, please get that married. Yes, yes, it's not by fire, by
Yeah,
force.
exactly. Because most of the time you see some women, they will be suffering, they will be going through a lot, but then they will say, you know, damasi ngiri yala rek, wala damasi lig hale yi. And then you keep, those hale yi are looking up to you and you're in that suffering, in that state, like, what message are you sending them? Like, what message are you giving them to grow up with, saying you mange say because of hale or the ningon la kule yatina. So you allow the kids to watch the violence, the abuse, you know, sonko every day, you know, wuro, ninke jita dorong, and yo, ya kumasi la potengere, or they have started, you know, all these things, you know, if it cannot be remedied, I think it's best to give space to each other, you know, relax back and, you know, give it a fresh
What
start.
will the people say? What will the society say? Is what is keeping so many marriages that should have been broken since.
Right.
They are not married for God's sake. They are not married for the sake of the future. They are just married because what will people say when I am married?
Stigma, right?
You understand? I don't encourage divorce and I'll keep saying that. But it's better to free yourself and start up all over again than to be in a marriage that you are consistently suffering. Understand? Be it man or woman. I don't encourage people to be where they're not happy. Happiness is key, you know, it's what gives you longevity, is what keeps you moving, you know, and then it gives you freedom of state of mind. So I will encourage people to stay where they're happy. Sometimes challenges comes in marriage. It doesn't mean when there is a difference between challenges in marriage and then you are going through a lot. Through a lot means a lot. She's going through a lot in their marriage, but in their marriage they face a lot of challenges. That might be the husband is no more having money, so that doesn't mean you have to leave. Understand? The wife cannot give birth again. That means you have to leave her. You understand? Because miracles happen. You know, if God said you will have a child, you will have a child. But some people, because they believe that when they don't have a child, that's the end of them, and they'll go and marry another woman. The woman start giving birth, they forget them, they started with the other wife. So these are praises that kills young women, and we have to be very, very fair to people who started with us in this journey. So if things start to get better, if on their side, when there is a natural obstruction that is keeping them from not having a child, you have to do it carefully. You can be your own child for your own wife who is barren, who is not able to make babies at a particular moment. Understand? But you know, they will just be there. Yeah, I feel, yeah, I must feel, you know, you know, some women are going through hellfire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the truth. And then I think
Yeah, so to wrap up, Mohammed, would you want to give a general advice to all married couples and especially the bachelors, you know, because, you know, Ramadan is coming, everyone will want to get married, but after Ramadan, they're going to
yeah,
so
what don't
advice.
get married because of sympathy. Married and love is not built on sympathy. Because she's my long-time girlfriend, and if I betray her, people will talk. When you marry her, you know you don't love her, you are going to. That is not marriage. When you don't love somebody, don't get married to the person. Love is very important. Understanding each other is very important. And adjusting to each other's level is important. Respect is key. Patience is everything. You understand? So don't get married for the sake of your parents raising you. You have to marry, you have to marry. Get married when it's time for you to get married. When you think it's ideal for you to get married, just get married at that time. Because it's a lifetime thing. It's happiness. And then this is not a society whereby you can just wake up and say, I am done with this marriage. No force, there is no problem in the beginning of any marriage in our society that even parents will say, well, bye. Mostly it has to be 1, 2, 3. Then when it's too much, they say leave up the because our society don't want divorce. Understand? So when you're getting into any relationship, just know that you are getting into a lifetime.
Right.
So know the kind of man you are getting married to.
Someone you can spend the rest of your life with.
Yes, sympathy is important. If a man has sympathy for you, he tends to take whatever comes. So I thank you all, and I thank you, Badjie, and I thank your cameraman. I don't know his name, Mr. Lamine. Thank you so much. He's been so patient and focused. And these are the type of topics our society needs. And for me, I am always open to share. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mohammed. We appreciate you being here. Viewers, this is going to be the last episode of season 1 until we come your way after Ramadan. And thank you so